Today we're ranking anime husbands as waifu material. Basically, we are basing off the characters on their waifu materialness. If that's a word, it's probably not. And so the categories are as followed. First category is 1000% waifu material, meaning we are not going for 100%, we are going for top tier. The next one is not quite waifu, there's something off about them. Then homicidal maniacs with a knife emoji because there's a chance that they're gonna kill us. Next category is they're cool, I like them a lot, as friends. Basically friend zoning them. Next is I don't like them at all. That's really it. Last category is no emotional connection at all, or who the hell are they because some of the characters I don't know at all. Mamoru is very devoted to Sailor Moon, but I don't know if that makes him 1000% material because at the end there he did get caught by the villain and caused more trouble, so he's not quite waifu. There's something off about him, as in he's a little bit weak. Ryoryou could be 1000% waifu material because he's a doctor. Ryoryou could 100% support us when he becomes a doctor. And he'll get there eventually because he's very smart. So again, not quite waifu because he's not there yet, but he'll get there. And when he gets there, he'll be definitely in 1000% waifu material. But for now, let's put him in not quite waifu. There's something off about them. There's no questions asked, but Hisoka is in the I don't like them at all or in the homicidal maniacs. He's great at what he does, so he's a good homicidal maniac. Because Kurapika is very much devoted on his revenge plot, he's not gonna be a great waifu material because he's gonna be very focused on himself, which I can see why. But for now, he's gonna be in the they're cool, I like them a lot as friends, because I don't want to deal with the heartache. Phaeton is another homicidal maniac who will most likely kill you because you called them short by accident. So there he is. Crollo, like he can control himself, like he won't just accidentally kill you. But he's not quite 1000% waifu material. He's still a murderer. So it's more like he will be in the not quite waifu, there's something off about them. It's just that the fact that he's like a murderer that's kind of holding me back. No questions asked, but he's in the I don't like them at all because he waged war. And let's just say that the arc that he was in was very, very horrifying. Not in the sense of like jump scares or like ghosts or anything like that. It was just very tragic. And I didn't like him at all. I liked his story with the girl, but that doesn't make him a good waifu, okay? The Kamara Ant arc was just a whole lot of pain thanks to him. Oh my god, Tomoe is 1000% waifu material. He'll take care of you and he can cook and do chores. The man can do a lot. This dude here is an absolute homicidal maniac. I mean, there's something with the system, but like, you don't just kill random people. Kogami is very devoted to his job, and occasionally that means little to no family time. Like, I get how hardworking he is, but like, I like to see people in my life, and if they're a waifu, they're probably gonna have to be present a little bit more. And seeing that he's a police, I don't see him having like a good work-life balance. So I will put them in they're cool, I like them a lot as friends, because I would be upset if he's not constantly there. Honestly, for these two, I have no emotional connection whatsoever, so they're quickly gonna be put on here. Eren is a little bit hard to place. I don't think of Eren as a waifu material at all. I'm either thinking of placing him in homicidal maniacs or they're cool, as in I like them a lot as friends. I think the best answer is that they're cool. It's because after season 3 when season 4 came out, we see a whole different side of Eren, who is more of a homicidal maniac, but for now, this Eren is in they're cool, I like them as friends. Armin is mostly just a pretty face that I remember because of his looks. Personality-wise, I think he'll be great as a waifu, but he's not quite there yet. Levi is weirdly 1000% waifu material, considering his cleaning habits, and I love to have a clean house, so Levi isn't 1000% waifu material. L is okay as a waifu, but he's very smart, and I feel like anything I do would be kind of constantly judged. So I will put him in they're cool, I like them a lot as friends. Like, I wouldn't mind him judging me as a friend, because that's what friends are there for. Kira or Light, whatever you want to call him. I didn't like him as much because he went a little psycho at the end there, and he wasn't like very attractive in the first place anyways. Like, he's good looking, but I wasn't attracted to his personality. So he's in the not quite waifu. There's something off about them. I can see him as a waifu, but not 1000%. He's that kind of wife that wants to control your every single move, and I don't like that, okay? So he's in the not quite waifu. Although Spike is very adventurous, at least he's gonna be fun, so 1000% waifu material. For Jet, I feel like he would be the older waifu, but at least he will be stable and hopefully can do some chores. So, not quite waifu, but he's almost there. I know for sure he can take care of a kid at least, so he's got that down. When I first heard that his name was Vicious, I was like, who the fuck named their character this? I basically don't like him at all. He stayed a villain until the very end, and like his philosophy was freaking kinda dumb. He's just a very bland character. Like, the only reason why he actually got a personality was because the alien attached himself to his hand. So I have no emotional connection to them. Was he a great character? I didn't really think so. Really, it was just really bland and the alien did it all. For me, I have just got to friendzone Kija. He's very loyal, but I don't see him as a waifu. People may say otherwise, but I think Kija would be better off as like a friend. Already, Yona has already friendzoned them, but I'm so sorry, Kija. Hawk is 1000% a waifu material. Hawk is devoted, loyal, and can protect you when the time comes. So 1000% waifu material. Jaha, he gets sidelined a lot, but he's still a great friend. And so he's in the they're cool, I like them a lot as friends category. Sadly, we don't get to hear a lot from Sheena, but when he does speak, I feel like he only speaks out of necessity to like convey his thoughts in the most important topics. So he's still 1000% waifu material, as he is willing to risk everything to protect his loved ones. Even though he doesn't speak much, I feel like he is actually listening. Thus, he is the great listener. And unfortunately, they may be better off as friends. But Ginty, on the other hand, it's like he's back and forth. Like, he's good and then bad, and then good and then bad. And I'm like, ugh, whiplash. So he's not quite waifu. He'll get there one day. Lelouch is 1000% waifu material. He'll protect you from anything. And he'll take on the blame for also anything because he's the type who will do anything for you and is willing to take the blame for you even if you committed murder. That's some loyalty right there. Okay, this is a DILF, and unfortunately, I didn't really like them because he was gone for like the majority of his son's life, and I do not consider that waifu material. I know he's busy with his own stuff, but like, he's a parent. He can make more effort to do so because he made the active choice of becoming a parent. So I didn't like them at all. Saitama is strong and that's pretty much it. It doesn't really make him a waifu, so I won't put him in they're cool. He would be good as a friend. Honestly, I think Genos is a little bit dumb. Not in the fact that he can't do math or science or anything school related, but like, he's not very intuitive when it comes to human kind of emotions, seeing that he is not human, he's like a cyborg. So human emotions are foreign to him, and that is why he's not 1000% waifu material, and he is in the not quite waifu because he's a cyborg. Even though he can cook and clean. Such a missed opportunity. Aizawa being a teacher shows that he has emotional intellect, but he is a little bit lazy. I mean, sometimes not even a little bit, often a lot, and can be a little bit harsh. I'm gonna put them in they're cool, I like them a lot as friends. Yes, I'm friend-zoning the teacher. Dazai is easily a homicidal maniac. In the part that once you're in his scheme, you kind of just can't get out of it. Just hoping that he's not plotting any murders with you around. Isaac is easily another homicidal maniac. Mostly because he carries around that scythe of his and you have to run before he kills you. Senku is very focused on his science. Unfortunately, that focus is highly on science only, and that means he would not be a great waifu, but he would be a great friend who would teach you some fun science things. Even though he was kind of a misunderstood villain, and he kind of redeemed himself later on in the series, they're probably better as friends. Shigure could, well, honestly be a homicidal maniac. He's very manipulative and very obsessive, and that scares me a little. Although he never did committed like murder or anything horrendous, he did sleep with his wife's mom before the wife was married to him, and so like this was before anything happened, but it's still questionable as to why he did it. It's honestly awkward that he slept with someone's mom before they got together with them, and the reason why they slept with their mom was because their mom looked like them, and I'm just like, are you freaking crazy? And he kind of is a little bit, so he's in the homicidal maniac section. Haru is such a soft boy and can very well much be 1000% waifu material. He's so soft for Rin, and I just can't forget that. And although he does have like a different personality, it only comes up when he gets triggered. Otherwise, I think he'll be fine, and I think he will remain the soft boy that he is. Kureno was a little bit annoying, a little bit too soft, and so I didn't like them at all. I felt like he could have done more, and instead he just chose not to because he doesn't know what to do, and instead of seeking help, he just decided to solve the problem on his own, which was not a smart idea. Kyo is not quite waifu because he does have a little bit of a dishonest side to him, which was caused by his father blaming him for his wife's death. So until he deals with that trauma, he's gonna be in the not quite waifu because he still has trauma to deal with. Yuki cannot cook, I know that for sure, but he at least knows how to keep his room tidy, so I do have to give him points for that. He's in the not quite waifu section. Although Hattori was the only other decent guy in Fruits Basket, I don't have any emotional connection to him, so I will be putting him quickly there. And then I found Ayame a little bit annoying, so I have no connection to him there. But I did like the story with his girl, so there's that. I don't hate him, but I don't have any connection to him. For this guy, I only know he's in Vinland Saga. I don't know them at all. So there's that. No idea who he is, but I know what anime he was from. If I wasn't thinking about waifus, Sherlock would 1000% be waifu material, but he's not quite there yet because he did have like a drug problem, and I did remember that he likes to shoot things when he's bored. So he's gonna go here. Not quite waifu because I don't want him shooting up my walls. Okay, 1000% he is waifu material. He's great at scheming, and like having him as a waifu would be very helpful. Even though he was the main character, I didn't really care for him. His story with his mom was a little bit sad, but that was pretty much it. And so I have no emotional attachment to him at all. Lauren would be a great friend to have because he's great at schemes too. And while I did say that about William, I don't think that would apply to Lauren as well because it just seems like he doesn't have any attachment to anyone. Like he did have the gang of schemers with him, like doing all his like plotting. But even then, he doesn't let them that close either. Tomioka is hard to read. He literally like stopped having any facial expressions after his friends died, which is normal. I mean, I wouldn't be happy when my friends died either. So until he takes care of the grief, I think they'll be better off as a friend. Although I'm not great at grief counseling, I will be there for support. Inuyasha does tend to get a little bit violent, even as a husband, as seen in Yashahime, meaning I wouldn't want him to destroy any furniture, so I will put him in they're cool, I like them as friends. If he was my waifu, I wouldn't be able to stand him destroying the furniture. Even though Sesshomaru has long hair, it doesn't make him a waifu. Also, he has a brother complex that never does seem to go away, even well into the sequel of Inuyasha. I also hate the fact that he still doesn't speak much to his children in the sequel. Like, you had children, I thought that you would speak more, but I guess not. So I would consider them as they're cool as friends. I would prefer that he works on his communication skills, okay? Kaoru as a kimono wearing waifu would 1000% work for me. I mean, long hair with a kimono, chef's kisses. If you've got someone who can cook, you are gonna make them a waifu either way. Especially when they own a restaurant, so 1000% waifu material it is. Gojo is a little bit too narcissistic even for me, so I will consider them as a cool friend. who annoys me from time to time. I like the balance of having a work life and a personal life. Nanami, who is incapable of having a work-life balance, which I value a lot, would not work well as a waifu. So he's not quite waifu because he's unable to balance his life with work, and that means I wouldn't be able to see him as much, and that's a little bit sad in its own way. Maybe once he gets a more stable job, perhaps that might work out. Mahito is honestly a homicidal maniac who doesn't care about anyone and would not make a great waifu. Unless you want someone to kill you, then he's the person for the job. Okay, I value someone who is of royal blood, but I don't want them killing me either, so I will put him in the homicidal maniac section because I don't want to be killed by Sukuna either. I don't know this dude either. Mugen would be great as a friend. It just seems like he wouldn't take responsibility for his half of the household, and I very much need help. Jin is a little bit too cool, but he'll be great as a friend. When Kenshin became a husband, I was so shocked to learn that he actually had a kid. And then he went to war and caught a disease and then died in the arms of his loved one, which was very sad. He won't be waifu material because he died. And I would like to have a waifu that would stay with me for a long time. Kurama is easily 1000% waifu material. He's gonna have a good job because he has connection to his stepfather's company. He's good looking and can take care of himself, hitting all the requirements a waifu needs. When Yusuke left for a few years to become a better fighter, but I did see why Yusuke had to do it, but he did follow up by saying that he will be back, so I give points for that. Even though life would not be very luxurious and would probably be a little bit poor, Yusuke would at least be 1000% waifu material because he would make you happy. Hiei is a little bit too spicy for me. Hiei is a spicy feral cat who would hiss at you because you came a little bit too close. So he's not waifu material, but he'll be great as a friend. Even though it may take a while for him to even accept you as a friend, eventually you guys will be friends. Eventually. Kurabala is really kind and I see him as a waifu material. Similar to Yusuke though, I feel like his work experience won't be that great, but like, he's got a good personality. Even though Vosh is wanted for a crap ton of money, he would make a great waifu material. He's kind, devoted, loyal, all sorts of things any person is looking for in a partner. And ultimately, he will do good more than bad. So like, there will be some bad days and there will be some good days, but it will be mostly good. So I won't regret him as 1000% waifu material. Because Nicholas is a smoker and I don't like to smoke cigarettes at all because it kind of triggers like some sort of coughing in me. So they're cool. I like them as friends. And I hope that we are gonna be sitting inside because I don't need him smoking in an outside establishment. And here it is, our final waifu material based on our anime husbands. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you all in my next one. Let me know which anime husband you consider as a waifu material and leave them in the comments. Don't worry, I am absolutely active in the YouTube community. You can also check out my other videos and I will see you all next time. Thank you for all the support and have a good day. Bye!